Hey everyone, so this is my next weekly review. And yeah, I get to say that these 2 weeks were pretty emotional, and unfortunately, I gave back a lot of profit that I made during previous month. I guess, and yeah. So let me quickly recap. Um, I thought. A lot about if I want to record this, but yeah, eventually I decided to record because um yeah, unfortunately this is something that I think a lot of people will face. So even after finding some consistency, some profitability, you will still be vulnerable to this emotional trading. So it started with It started with trying to trade CHF in here. So I was trying to follow CHF where it longs where it was pretty high up during after the break, and 15-minute structure started to go down, but I wanted to take it higher and got some break evens, some minus ones in the trades that were obviously for me not the best, especially on the middle time frames. And yeah, basically then continued, so it was all okay, and then tried to follow Euro USD longs from somewhere from here, so from this range, and was just following longs somewhere here when the price started to move. But again, 1 hour structure was like pretty bad, and and then basically I had this losing streak, as you can see. And by the way, you see I, mm, I took back some characteristics from my journal, like tracking what structure I was following on entry time frame, some demons. So you see bad emotion, repeat entry no stop, bad quality, against impulse on middle time frame. So like if my 1 hour is like this and I'm trying to follow longs, it's not the best time to do it. So yeah, basically then I had a losing streak, but again, not because of the system, but because of my emotions. And this is a quick overview about the mental state that I was in. So I was going against impulses, technically aware that the setup is absent or really weak, very sensitive to price movement, afraid to miss, when just looking at the price and it seems that the next move will be the last move in the universe, and you will not get any setups in many days. Over risk at some trades. So for me, over risking, like my plan is 0.25, but risk sometimes like 0.4, 0.5, like a bit over traded, not accepting the invalidation, so like forcing the trade, and so on and so on. So yeah, but I managed to stop eventually, and then found some balance. And then again, so my emotional curve was like this is neutral, then bad, then found some balance, then bad again, and then found some balance. So what I did is stopped for several days, like was thinking a lot, talking to myself, working on the plan. So I realized that the weakest part was just forcing trades too much, especially when my supportive bias from middle time frames are against me. So like my higher time frame is bullish, but middle time frame is clearly against me, and then just forcing some trades here. So I worked on this rule a bit. Yeah, just taking too many trades a day, and I worked on that. And yeah, so I also changed the management right now. So I switched. I want to test this trade with this trailing management. So for instance, I will show you in some trades, but when you have a trade, and then instead of keeping it to the fixed target, I'm moving to my break even and then start to trail with the lows. So again, there were several occasions during the last month where my price just turned away, like just below the 7R, and then I needed to give away all the profits, and I better compound several smaller wins, and overall it feels much more good for my mindset overall. So a good example of this will be this trade. So like everything is bullish, so daily is bullish, 1 hour, 4 hour reaccumulations, starting to build this chain here like this on 15 minutes. So you see some chain of internal structure, and then real structure breaks and moving higher. And then on entry time frame, we have bullish price action, a range here, and entry, earlier break even, and then trail with the lows like this, like this. And there are different ways of managing it. So for example, you could trail with the just impulses based on the candles, so really aggressively, or you can trail with the low, so wait for the break, trail, then not trail but wait for the break, trail. This kind of management can give you like 5-7 breaks, and overall I notice it can trail to 7, even 10R. But then of course the best trailing style will be with reaccumulation. So for instance, this is your entry, and you maybe trail with the lows for some time, but then after a third of 3, 4, 5 breaks, you need to wait for some kind of reaccumulation, because you understand if you trail here it will all fail probably, and then you trail after reaccumulation is confirmed. So you have a new break after reaccumulation, new break after reaccumulation, and then you trail to this low, and then you can trail with some lows. So different styles, we will discuss it in the future breakdowns. Yeah, but overall these 2 weeks were pretty bad, but then managed to find some balance again. Messed up with the inside structure, messed up with some forced trades. This gold trades pissed me off a bit. Like it just took me out for some pips, and then went to decent profits, but giving me my losers. So yeah, starting to feel bad, starting to force some trades on USD and so on and so on. And basically that's it. Yeah, so this but then what I noticed is that I needed more time to restore. So I basically needed almost 2 weeks to restore everything and ready to come back now for trading again. Plan to record more backtesting videos, yeah, and ready to continue with the trading. Overall, the problem was trading a bit too much and with the lower quality while realizing it. Yeah, and yeah, it felt like pretty bad. Yeah, unfortunately gave a lot of profit back, but it is what it is. Many people will face the same, so I'm okay with sharing it. I'm not perfect, but I worked on my plan based on this experience, and will continue trading and working.